So Boris Johnson plans to put 20,000 more police officers on the street. Hooray. That means I won't be going away anytime soon, because that's 20,000 more badly trained, unmonitored provincial dictators prowling the streets looking for a power fix. It also means that you can look forward to an increase in petty crime rather than a reduction in it. A socio-economic truth that you won't be reading in any research study or crime stats anytime soon. That's because academics aren't subject to the policies they implement, and they refuse to accept that the overriding motive of most police officers is the urge to inflict their authority upon others. As a result of Johnson's empty-headed policy, you can expect to see a massive rise in arrest and conviction for public order offences, antisocial behaviour offences and assaults on police officers, a natural byproduct of the police's witless and aggravating influence when they mingle with normal people. In a few years' time, we'll have 20,000 more infantile sociopaths with zero people skills milling about the streets, insisting lawful civilians bow and scrape to them in the manner that they're accustomed to. And anyone who refuses to surrender their rights, their dignity and their freedoms upon approach can look forward to being detained, questioned and molested on the spot until their captorer's insatiable lust for authority is suitably redeemed. Just like the following example.
I've told you why I'm speaking to you. Okay, this is an area where we have a large number of robberies, which is why I'm speaking to you, mate. Okay. Can I ask what your purpose of being here is?
You really want to know what I was doing? I was watching how many people could walk past this lady who can barely walk.
Where are you looking there? Who am I looking at?
She's gone. She's down there.
Okay.
I've been there for 5 minutes watching how many people can just walk past this lady. Okay. She's got nothing. And you come and question me for that?
Well, no, I told you why I was speaking to you, okay?
Okay, well, I don't need your service, so you may go away. I don't need your service, so you may leave. Can you leave me now?
Can I ask what your name is, please?
I'm not obliged to tell you that.
I'm
not obliged to tell you that.
But I've told you why I was speaking to you.
You're making me feel really unsecure now. Can you step away from me, please? Can you leave? I do not need your services. Can you leave me?
It's not as simple as that, is it?
It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as that. I'm a free man and I'm living off the law of the land.
We have a job to do.
Okay? I don't oblige to your services.
You may not require
I don't consent to your services.
But that's not how it works, is it? Can I ask what your name is, please?
I'm not obliged to tell you that, mate.
Okay. Well, what are you doing here?
I'm a free man. I can be. This is a public place. I'm allowed to be here.
Yeah.
I told you what I'm doing. I was watching how many people. I was watching how many people.
Your support to deal with the situation.
I'm not obliged to tell you anything. Are you going to arrest me? Am I being detained?
No, you're not being detained.
See you later. See you later. Am I being detained?
Okay.
Am I being detained?
What I'd like to do is know why you're sitting
Am I being? I've told you the third time. I'm going to tell you the third time, and that is it. I was watching this poor woman who couldn't walk.
As I have not seen.
I see how many people passed her and didn't give her nothing, no help, nothing.
Did you help?
That made me upset. I was just about to when you jumped on me.
When you pointed someone at me, I've seen no one.
I was just.
Okay.
The woman's gone down there. Let's walk. Am I being detained? No, because you're making me stress out now. You are stressing me out now. I've asked you to leave. I've asked you to leave.
Well, I'm not leaving at the moment.
Well, I'm not being detained. See you later.
At the moment, you're detained, then, mate. Okay.
For what?
Okay, because you're not. You haven't given me any explanations of what your presence in the area is.
I've just told you.
I've told
you
what I've seen because you are detained, mate, and you have just tried to
detain for what?
Detained for the purpose of a search on Section 1 of PACE at the moment. Okay.
Call me a nitpicker, but I believe that if you work in the public sector, you owe the public a duty of respect. You are a public servant. Therefore, those you work for should be addressed as sir or madam. The term mate is informal and disrespectful. Besides which, our mates don't try to stitch each other up for petty offences as a means to make a livelihood. At the very least, we expect the police to call us by a formal title. What we call them, however, isn't something that I'm going to repeat on this channel.
Can I ask what your purpose of being here is?
I've said it again and again and again in these videos. Nobody is required in this country to satisfy a police officer that he or she is not committing an offence. It is a bedrock of our liberties that a citizen's freedom of person and of movement is inviolable except where the law unequivocally gives the state power to restrict it. That's two passages I've just quoted from Case Law Authority on False Imprisonment, Hepburn and Thames Valley Police 2002, and here's some more. No police constable has any right to detain a person forcibly for an inquiry. It is an old and cherished tradition of our country that everyone should be free to go about their business in the streets of the land, confident that they will not be stopped and searched by the police unless reasonably suspected of having committed a criminal offence. And here's a passage from the police's own code of practice. Reasonable grounds for suspicion cannot be provided retrospectively by questioning during a person's detention or by refusal to answer any questions put. There is no power to stop or detain a person in order to find grounds for a search. Then there's the trifling matter of Article 5 of the European Convention. Everyone has the right to liberty and security of person. Everyone who is arrested should be informed promptly in a language which he understands of the reasons for his arrest and of any charge against him. Everyone who has been the victim of arrest or detention in contravention of the provisions of this article shall have an enforceable right to compensation. But it doesn't matter how many times I or anyone else points all this out, nothing will change. The police on the streets are, for the most part, Autobots, incapable of understanding even the most rudimentary of laws that not even a 4-year-old would struggle with. When you state that someone's free to go while at the same time insisting that they're only free to go if they provide you with a satisfactory answer to your bullying questions, you shouldn't be wearing a uniform, goose stepping up and down the high street, interfering with people's liberties. You should be back in primary school being told not to run with scissors, not to eat crayons, or to remember to pull your trousers down before you take a shit. So with another 20,000 unsalvageable morons lurking in the shadows thanks to Boris Johnson, it is our duty more than ever to stand up to oppressive state officials such as these. We owe them not a single crumb of respect or cooperation for the way they behave. The only reason they took the job is to fast-track themselves into positions of authority and respect because they're incapable of achieving it through any natural means. The public sector is unemployment benefit for the incompetent and the incapable, and the police force especially is a beacon for cowards, oppressors, sociopaths and narcissists of every hue. Unless we refuse to kowtow to their egos and urges to dominate and intimidate, thinking that they can dispose of our civil rights and the law whenever it conveniences them, then they're just going to get worse. The police believe themselves to be the embodiment of the rule of law without having any workable understanding of it. What they don't know, which is most of it, they improvise or fabricate on the spot. Meanwhile, their senior officers and the IOPC act as their lookout, excusers and enablers. You can't help the sycophantic majority that give in to them and insist that every police interaction, no matter how egregious or unlawful, is simply an officer doing his job. A policeman who is abusing his authority and falsely imprisoning you is not doing his job. It is your job, however, under your civic duty, to help him do his job better by standing up to him, questioning him, refusing to surrender to his unlawful commands, and then suing the arses of them again and again until one day, perhaps in the far distant future, they might just finally get the message that the police aren't the keepers of the law and nor are they above it.